What's going on, Eurovoxers? Cuidas laheb, Clara.
Hi, Sti, Azul.
So Eesti Laul 2020 is approaching fast. There are 24 acts that are going to be competing for the chance to represent Estonia in Rotterdam for 2020. Clara and I have watched all the music videos, and it's now time to take a look at some of the songs that stood out to us. Let's get into it. So we're going to be taking a look at the songs from semifinal 1 for Eesti Laul 2020. We should mention that this is pretty early. We haven't seen any of the rehearsals, so we don't really know how they're going to look on stage, and therefore we're not going to be making any predictions, but we're going to be talking about the songs that stand out to us. So Clara, tell me your first one.
Oh my god, this is super Jessie, and this is just because it pleases my Eurovision heart, but Majakat by Signe Valtri Peter Valliharf. Oh my god, welcome to your typical Eurovision schlager. And yeah, I'm not objective, this is just because my Eurovision heart loves the dramatic queen, and it calls for a Nordic themed staging, like with the rowers and the lighthouse. I don't know, it kind of, her voice sounds a little bit like Anna Visi, but I don't know, I just love it so much. Nobody has to love it, it's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one because I think that this song resonates with us for our love of Eurovision. It reminds us of some of the songs that we saw perhaps in the 2000s and 90s. Even though we're not making predictions, I think it is safe to say that this probably isn't the kind of song that Estonia would go for. However, who knows? If it does, then it will be a big surprise for everyone.
And I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. And if not, then we'll still turn it on at our own parties, right?
Oh yes, indeed. The second one that stood for me in this semi-one is Ping Pong, because it's so fresh and the message is really relatable, like, hello, we've all been in that kind of situation, and it's like a new one. It's playing like a ping pong.
You know, I'll say that this isn't my kind of song, but I see a lot of people talking about it, and I think that it's clear to me why people like it. It's got this kind of sassy pop princess vibe. So yeah, I could see it doing pretty well. Also, I think one of the things that is really cool about it is the way that they use the sound of the ping pong hitting the paddles going back as the percussion, and you hear it in the intro, and it lasts throughout much of the song. So I think it's a really cool use of the ping pong motif.
Please don't play me like a ping pong, ping pong. Please don't play me like a ping pong, ping pong.
So what about your number 3?
It's By My Side by Stefan.
I still feel like there's no one around. Won't you stay with me all along?
I think we've seen Stefan before in Eesti Laul last year, and he still continues with this beautiful, graspy voice. It's a strong ballad. I think I've been listening to the other ballads in the in Eesti Laul, and I think this is the only one, or like one of the few ones that could just by itself be presented on the stage. There would not be a need of other like super distracting elements.
Yeah, that's a good point. And definitely with Stefan, I understand that he topped the jury vote in both the semifinal from last year and the final. Of course, eventually Victor Krohn was the one that was chosen by the public, but certainly a strong contender. This song also stood out for me. And yeah, I would be very pleased to see this do well.
Even if I cry, even if you lied.
And I understand you have another one.
Yes.
'Cause I'm young, I'm still young, and my day will come.
I like Young by Rasmus Renze, but I have to say that is Victor Krohn Part 2. It sounds very familiar. We've heard this kind of music before. It's like a good country pop dance that almost could have been made by Avicii. It's very commercial, it's very radio friendly. which is really good because it means it can survive if it doesn't qualify to represent Estonia. It will still be played here and probably in other contexts. But he also needs to seem a little bit more excited while he sings. Like, I hear no emotion in his voice in the recorded track. But overall, it's a very nice song to dance to.
Yeah, I agree. This is a pretty fun one. It stands out, and yeah, it certainly resembles something like what Victor Crone brought last year. Mm-hmm. I think that this one is a little bit more of a song that other people can sing along with.
Yeah.
So perhaps perhaps none of that will matter. And again, Rasmus is somebody who has been to Eesti Laul before and made it all the way to the super final at the very end. He didn't end up going on to represent Estonia that year, but maybe this is his year.
Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed for him then.
My way back home.
But now we've heard about my favorite songs of semi-final one. What about your favorite songs? Do we have songs that overlap? Do we have similar tastes?
There's definitely some overlap between you and I, but the first one that I'm going to talk about is Little Mess, Without a Reason.
Living without a reason. If I cannot see you living without a reason.
There's something that I really love about the presentation of this song. It's an all-female vocal harmony group, which is not something that we see with the other entries from Eesti Laul this year. And I think that gives them a bit of an advantage so that they stand out. They're not going to be forgotten about for being too similar to another entry. And I really think that this is being a little bit overlooked by some other people who have been commenting on what their favorites are. And as far as the song goes, I think it's really catchy. I've been humming it to myself, and I'd really like to see it do well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I like about the girls is that they have individually really good voices, and I like when the blonde girl does the high note. That sounds really good on the studio version at least. I would say they're a little bit dramatic, but what's a song without drama?
All I wanna do is run to you, run back to you.
Another one that really stands out to me for similar reasons to the reason why Young stands out would be Igor Milder with Georgia on My Mind.
I keep you on my mind, but I don't want to fight anymore.
I looked into this, and there's a comment on the music video where Igor actually said that this is a song about his time. He spent about 3 years living in Georgia, and it was a time of his life that left a really big impact on him. And the music video was actually shot there.
Yeah.
You see people who live. I don't know exactly what city that is or the village, but there is something that's really wholesome to watching the video and hearing the song. And like Young, it has this really nice chorus that people can very easily sing along to. The Georgia, Georgia. I think that's going to be really a really enjoyable moment.
And I really like his voice. It's really deep. It kind of reminds me like George Ezra. Mm-hmm. And fun fact about Egert Milder, he's married to one of the Vanilla Ninja girls, and everyone knows.
No way!
Yes.
I didn't know that at all.
He's married to Piret Jarvis.
So there's one more that I want to talk about, and again, this might be overlooked, but I do see that some people have also paid attention to this one. This is Annette and Freddie with Right About Me.
If push comes to shove and you say you're in love, then say if you could write songs.
So this was a video, of course, with the dancer sitting by herself in the restaurant, or what appears to be a restaurant or a bar. This one, again, it's got something that's really captivating about it. It's I think it will stand out as well for having this kind of jazzy feel. One thing that I've noticed with a lot of the entries this year is that there's a lot of music that you could classify as unplugged, whether or not it truly is or not. But what I mean by that is they're focusing on traditional instruments, guitars, drums, bass, and again, this is a kind of jazzy song. I think that if the vocal is really strong live, then this could do well.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really nice. I love the dancer. It's just so expressive, and we've all, I don't know, I just connect with her very much. And I think it's really nice. It's really classy. I'm just not sure if Eurovision is the right audience for this kind of song. It's really nice. It's very, it's a really good quality. My main point is it the right audience or the right stage for her?
Yeah, and I think those are fair points. I know that personally, I've always been the kind of guy who likes the underdogs. I tend to like also the people who are at the top, but there's usually a few underdogs that I really root for. But who knows, maybe they won't be an underdog at all. There are a few that we want to give an honorable mention to. Clara, what's your first one?
Video Man by Renata. I like it. It's very soothing, but it has a nice beat to it at the same time, and the tune is catchy and the visuals are nice.
So this is an honorable mention for me as well. I do really love the instrumentation. It's got an electronic bed, and something that I really love, which is just a tiny detail, is when she says "video mung" in the chorus, you hear a little power-up sound, a little like. It's such a specific thing to love, but I find it really, really charming. And overall, I think the song is catchy. It's great to see so many songs in Estonian this year, and this is one of the ones that stands out. I'm hopeful that this one will also surprise. So this has been our standouts for Eesti Laul 2020 semifinal 1. We're going to be doing another video for semifinal 2, so be sure to check out for that. Also, if you want to see Andy's reaction to all the songs from Eesti Laul this year, there'll be a link in the description. Otherwise, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media channels, subscribe to eurovoxx, and be in touch with us. Let us know what are your favorites from Eesti Laul this year. Until next time, see you guys.
Nagemist!
Nagemist. Nagemist?
Nagemist.
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 Okay, I'll just cut mine right out.